Ladies and gentlemen, the best Prime Minister in the whole world. I was there all the time for this Prime Minister. If you can't see what the Prime Minister do, you could hear what the Prime Minister do, and you're supposed to know what the Prime Minister do and do what the Prime Minister do. Make some noise so Dr. Ralphie Gonsalve, the best Prime Minister, best Prime Minister. Make noise on election day. Oh, well, every meeting, the junior, someday he will be a Prime Minister. Right? So he always want to dance with me. It's DJ Ruffy's son. So when you hear, I'm talking about this Prime Minister. Like I said, I've been there from day one. I've been every place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Grace could remember me. Fitz could remember me. Well, we miss this one, you know. We miss Montgomery, you know. We miss him. You go remember me. You will remember me. And the Prime Minister always make sure that I'm up and ready because, you know, I'm full of energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put back this man in office. And nobody can stop that. Nobody can stop that. One more thing before I go. One more thing before I go. Hold on. Selector. You remember when the Prime Minister called the date at grammar school grounds, yeah? The Pasha. Well, he called the date. I know the score. So when I come off the stage, just come by me ears. I know the score. But what I know for sure, this year when you look fat, you get fatter, you get bigger, and you know we voted for Labour. Put your hands in the air and we jump up now. Hey, 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 start to jump.
Hit them for 6, hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks.
Hey,
hit them for 6,
hey,
hit them for 6.
Hey,
this time
shut up the dance. Hey,
hit them for 6.
Hit them for 6. This time is Buckle. Live at you do. I want everybody sing. Live at you do. Sing for the Prime Minister. Come right at you do. Come right at you do. I want everybody sing. And every time I knock on, and every time I knock on me neighbor door. Give them a 6 dance, 6 dance. The NDP over yonder. Every day them sit down and wonder. Them a plan to get rid of Labour, but this time it's brimstone and fire. Labour coming stronger and better. So I'm going to call out me neighbor, neighbor. And every time I knock on me neighbor door, I can hear ya. Bounce it up, bounce it up, bounce it up, bounce it up. You see when we win? You see at the night, we just going up the road.
Hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks. Hit them for 6. Hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks. Hit them for 6.
Hold on, I have another sound here. Selector ready again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will be going to win this election.
But not on a Friday.
No Friday at all. Never Friday. Let me jump on. Call the comrade name. Come in, man. Comrade. 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 Let it go. Comrade. Election day. When I'm happy, I know some of my friends. Some of them go vex when I put me X next to the star. I know the NDP, they will start a war from the time they hear my song. Oh my lordy lord, start the wave. Hey, strong, strong. Hey, busy people.
How are you answer? Answer Labour.
Recession people. How are you answer? One more for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Five in a row. That's what the whole of St. Vincent don't know.
Everybody, this is what is going to get them vexed. This is what is going to get them vexed. Put your hands in the air, blow your horns.
Me. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Labour X. I make them vex. I'm the Labour X. I make them vex.
Next week, Thursday. Put your hand up in the air. Hand up in the air.
Yo.
Hold on, selector. Hold on, selector. I love you very much. We have a lot of places to go. Every night we have to go 3 and 4 places. So when we leave here, we have to go to Diamond Village. Then we have to go to Glen. Then we have to go to Vermont. So the entertainment little short tonight. But the important thing is voting and make sure that the Prime Minister is back in office. So thank you very much. My name is Fireman Upachiplex Megadog, Heavy Metal Punk Punk, undefeated, undisputed, silent, violent, weapon of mass destruction, the chosen one, concrete with steel reinforcement with specially certified aggregates, His Imperial Majesty Airliners Room 39, Mr. Super Son. Somebody say, I love you.
Yo, yo, yo. Yo.
Anybody want Luther?
Yo.
Let me hear the horns, the horns, the horns.
Yo. Yo.
I ain't hearing the horns. I want to hear the horns. Luther, 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 Luther.
I will not have another word to say. Please stop blowing the
All you ready? All you ready? Let's go! Plenty horn! All your bloody horn! There we go! Where the horn? I can't hear the horn! All you... Hey! Ever since I born! See, I hear it bout on! Them NDP man, only them that spread a horn. Watch me. See, you give horn, you gotta take horn. I wanna get horn. Don't turn. Put your hands in the air, them NDP man. Put your hands in the air, rock in the air. Hey, Fred Horn, Labour people, them NDP man. Hey, watch me. See. Everybody go so, everybody go so, go so, go so. Where we give them horn in the kushung bang.
Yo, ULP soldiers. Labour warriors.
No, same song, same song, same song.
If you don't stop
Listen,
blowing the horn,
all your bloody horn, bloody horn,
if you don't stop blowing,
bloody horn.
I will not.
I want any horn.
Say, please stop blowing the horn.
Now we that. Hey, blow horn, plenty horn, real horn. There we go. Hey, bloody horn. Watch. Ever since I born, I hearing bout on them NDP man. Hey, only them that stake it on. Sing with me, say. They give horn, what? You gotta take horn. I wanna get horn, don't turn your back and take. What? Them NDP man. Hey, say, Fred on. Labour, I want to see your flags in the air. Put everything in the air and go so, go so. I want every Labour people go so. Let's go. So we give them horn in the kushung beng, horn in the rukung beng, all in the donkey pen. Plenty Labour horn with. Oh gosh. Put your Labour rag in the air. Oh gosh. Watch, horn will give you problems. Hey, horn will give you pain. Horn will make you turn your back on your supporters in the campaign. Labour people, when we tell them, you give horn, you gotta take horn. What? I want to get horn. Don't turn your back and take it. Them NDP man, say, watch. Fred on Labour people, them I want everybody put the flags in the air. Put your hands in the air. We go inside and give them horn. Give them horn. And because you know, horn in the kushung beng, horn in the rukung beng, all in the donkey pen. Plenty Labour horn with horn in it. Oh! Brrr. Somebody scream. So hear what? Hear what? Out of the 15 constituencies in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this constituency is the strongest out of any Labour constituency. Stop bloody on. Which one's stronger? Which one's stronger? You tell me. Which one? Mariakwa? Hold on, hold on. Let me settle this right now. Let me settle this right now. A Labour supporter just came and said that Mariakwa is stronger than North Central Windward. All you believe that? So hear what? Yes. Hold on. So anybody win Mariakwa seat, win government. You know why she's saying that? Because we see some Labour people over there so, dancing and partying. And some over there so. And some quite in the back so. And some over there so. So she getting tricked. Because tell her that Park Hill and South Rivers and Connery, just tell PM, don't come here, go help the rest. Go and help the rest. But tonight, we up in Park Hill tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Somebody show me a red rag. Somebody show me a, say, show some Labour love. Every Labour man and every Labour woman say, I'm a dumpy. So me go sit down. Watch. So just show me a red, let me hot up the head now. Let me see who voted Labour. Everybody show 6 finger. If you know Ralph is the best man, wave your red rock for the red man. Friday, him not ready yet. Just like they never ever ready get. If you think NDP, Labour people, show me a red rock. So ready, ready, rock. Ready, ready. Hold on. The same lady came a short while ago. I was over there. And she told me that she is Labour icebox. She said, anyway, that this man go, she is right there. If you tell me so just now there, they say she love him to death. You love him? Eh? 7 what? Say they get Prime Minister in the hand. Not only that, you have a Prime Minister in your hands, you know. Where I am at now working, I deal with a lot of regional people. And everybody is calling me and telling me that we in St. Vincent cannot make the mistake because we have one of the strongest Prime Ministers in the entire Caribbean and the world. Play the tune, man. Play the tune, man. Hey. Hey! Whoa! I have a song to send the NDP man. Oh! We not leaving, we come right at all. Run this again. What Chuali? Line up, Chuali. Whoa! Where the Labour supporters? Where the real Labour supporters? Labour only we blood. Labour. Talk everybody jump, jump, jump. Ring the bell, and we send them. Come on, ho! I want to line up Chuali. Let me get Chuali a blind. Comrade, you see the kind of love? You see the kind of love and support? These people here, if you cut them, you see Ralph Gonsalves. If you cut me, you see Comrade World Boss, Ralph Gonsalves, 6-star general. You see everything wrapped up in me because you see this man? You see this man? He said that he does bring out talents and skills and possibilities in people that they didn't even know they have. Anybody who try to challenge that, just call one name, tell them Luther. Before you made me Consul General, I didn't know I had the capabilities of handling the job. This man brought that out of us. This man sending poor people pick me to university. You have
The best prime minister in the entire world. Let's go. Play.
Comrade, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell.
Park here, posse. If you're ready to vote Labour, make some noise.
And you're ready to vote.
We giving them licks. Licks with 6. Loop me in the intro today. Loop me in the intro. Park here, posse.
Comrade,
If you're ready to go out on Thursday and vote for Labour, make some noise.
Comrade, ring the bell.
Song the horn them.
Comrade, ring the bell.
If you're hype and you're ready, let it go. Let it go. If you're hype and you're ready to vote, if you're hype and you're ready to vote, we giving them licks. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Political licks. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Comrade, go and hit them for 6. Saboto, go and hit them for 6. Carmelo, go and hit them for 6. All of them getting licks.
We hitting them for 6.
Labour lifted you higher. It's time to own your future. Building infrastructure, Labour's working. Labour lifted you higher. It's time to own the future. NDP still bitter.
Labour's working.
When we talk about licks, it's not a violence thing. Labour love we bring. It's just a vibes and thing. Park Hill, if you're coming out red and ready to put Labour back in office, make some noise. Licks with 6. Listen to me. Luther don't tell you the frayed horn. Sung off the horn them. The frayed horn. But guess what? They love licks. The frayed horn, but they love licks. So we can get them what they love. We can get them licks. 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 Political licks.
Comrade, ring the bell.
I want to hear all you say licks. Licks. If
You're ready to vote.
Labour, if you're hype and you're ready to vote, we giving them licks with 6. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Political licks. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. Boy, comrade, go and hit them for 6. Chris, go and hit them for 6. Carmelo, go and hit them for 6. All of them getting licks.
We hitting them for 6.
Labour lifted you higher. It's time to own the future. Building infrastructure, Labour's working. Labour lifted you higher. It's time to own the future. NDP still better, cause it's licks for them. It's not a violence thing. Labour love we bring. It's just a vibes and thing.
When we talk about licks,
We celebrating. We celebrating. Proper governing. We giving them licks. Licks with 6. Licks with 6. We're not taking any chances. Next week, Thursday, get up early. Go out and put your X next to the star. We're taking any chances with we country. If you want to take chances right now, the lotto is at $365,000. You could go and play a lotto. The Super 6 is at $388,000. You could go and play that. But we're not taking any chances with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going forward. Bring the tune. We're going forward. Hey! Put your wrong in the air. Say, comrades, supporting NDP is like getting hard. Let me see who supporting Labour since the morn. Cause 2001, we win election. 2005, lash inside the backside. Say, anybody here who supported the comrade, I want you to wave your rock and jump. 1, 2, 3, say, without leaving we go. Comrade, I want you to come say good night to the people. Come, this is your people. This is your people. If you love this man more than I love this man, I want everybody make some noise. This is genuine, brotherly, fatherly, sonly love right here. And I know the people in Park Hill and South Rivers and North Central Windward love you eternally. So
We're going to have a little fun before we go. Because we have Puve and Bale, we have Diamonds, we have Glen, we have Beaumont. We're touching everywhere tonight. So let's go. If you love the comrade, put your rag in the air. Put your flag in the air. Say, comrades, supporting NDP is like getting horn. Let me see you supporting Labour since the say 2001. We win election. 2005. Lashes in the backside. We gonna take a jump. We gonna take a jump. I want everybody jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. We not leave where we comrade. Sing, we not leave where we come. Over your head, we not leave where we. Say, show me your red. We not leave where we. Everybody sing. They don't have no behavior. That's why we voted for Labour. They don't have no behavior. We voted comrade and Labour. They don't have no behavior. That's why we voted for Labour. They don't have no. Say, calling on me, we dance them. And me ready to ask them. If you love the comrade, dance on them. NDP people, I want everybody wave. Wave. Jump up in the air now. We not leaving the come. Sing, we not leaving we come. Swing it. Sing, we not leaving we. Say, show me a red. Somebody scream.
Comrades, comrades! Let me thank Luther and his team, Fireman Hooper, Chanel, Truwali, and Hans for livening up the crowd. Everybody happy tonight? You know, as we planned all the meetings, the comrade insisted he wants one of those fiery meetings with the big artists in Park Hill. That's the comrade wish come true tonight. He wanted to bring this energy to Park Hill because you know why? We want you on the 27th to go out and give him the biggest numbers ever in his history of running and representing North Central Windward. So Park Hill has always been the bastion of Labour in North Central Windward. Please go out and vote and give him all the X's. Take everybody out of the house. Make sure you go early and give the comrade a beautiful win. We want the majority of the votes back. So it depends on, we depending on you from Park Hill to give us all the numbers. Nobody staying home. Nobody stay. Anybody in the crowd staying home? All right. Before I bring in the, I don't tell them already. Me and he used to go and look for macaque and sock stone in South Rivers River. Broxy. Before I bring on the comrade because he has to leave, I just want you to give me 1 minute of your conscience. Tonight, Fireman Hooper had a youngster dancing on stage. Remember him? Very vibrant young man. His shoelace got undone while dancing. You know who he went to tie it up? Straight to the comrade. He didn't come to me. He didn't come to Montgomery. He didn't come to Grace. Naturally went to the comrade. You know why? He felt safe in the hands of the comrade. You guys feel safe in the hands of the comrade? Let me hear your hands. That young man knew when he went to the comrade, he knew that the comrade was not going to tie the right foot with the left foot. That is what the NDP trying to do to this country with those promises. They want to tie the left foot lacing with the right foot lacing.
You try that and see how far you could go. You ain't going no way. Give me some horn for that. The NDP is not going to tie us up as long as we have the comrade alive and well in this country. So on November the 27th, we ain't tying up the country in their hands. We want to walk free. We want to make sure these youngsters could dream. And you, the parents, have to help them to dream. You're going to vote for their future. This is not a vote for you. This is a vote for the children's future. The comrade is already working for you. And they want you to vote for their future. All right? Comrades, there's not a lot I could say that you all don't know about this great man. Luther said it all. Nobody wants the comrade to leave. There's too much work to be done in the world. He is the most respected prime minister in the Caribbean and in the world today. This man had 185 countries voting for him, for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because they trusted him to represent the world on the United Nations Security Council. This man who you voted for, you people from Park Hill. This is truly greatness. We have to celebrate greatness with the 6th term. This one is on you, comrades. This one is on you to make sure we put the comrade back in office with his team of great men to lead this country into a 6th term. We don't want nobody tying up our right foot and our left foot lace-ins. The NDP have some plans to tie us up. We ain't want that. So with that said, I'm going to introduce the comrade to come to address you because he has to go out to other meetings. Let me hear the horns for the comrade!
Comrades and friends of Labour, my dear comrades of North Central Windward, and especially of Park Hill, for those who have visited us from other constituencies, we are happy that you are participating with us in what is going to be remembered as an important historic meeting here at Park Hill. Tonight, I have 4 meetings to attend. I have to speak here in Park Hill. I then have to go to Diamond Village. Then I go to Peruvian Vale. And finally to Glen. I may reach Glen tonight about 11 o'clock. But I want to define several of the issues which separate the Unity Labour Party, which is a party of progress and achievement and a party of vision and transformation, a party of accomplishment, and a party which has laid the basis for our country to move from low to medium levels of development to the top tier of human development. And that we have a platform on which we can launch the development of our country as a first world nation within a 15-year period. I want to say to you, all what I have just said is achievable in terms of the vision and the transformation. That the standard of life and living that you have in London, New York, Paris, and Toronto, you can have it here over a 15-year period building out. Have a smaller scale, but the quality of our lives would not be any worse, and in many respects, far better. That is the vision we offer you. The NDP, on the other hand, decides on an ignominious path, entirely backward, which would lead to a recolonization of our country by several foreign forces. When Milton Cato led this country to independence in 1979, he made the point that his generation had brought political freedom and independence. And the generation, my generation, would be a generation which will transform our economy, transform our lives and our living and our production, and to take the country to higher heights. You have watched that happen. The NDP is determined to sell out this country, not in your interest, but in the interest of a number of greedy people from overseas and their allies and accomplices at home. These four forces essentially are the following. And I want you to listen to me carefully, because this election is the most consequential election since independence. First group of people who want to be engaged in selling out our patrimony, the essence of our nationhood. These people are the wannabe passport and citizenship sellers. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, under our leadership, our passport has become one of the top 3 passports in the entire Caribbean. The other 2 passports, which are recognized as the most valuable, are the Bahamas and Barbados. Bahamas, Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. One thing which they have in common is that we do not sell our passports. We do not sell our passports, we do not sell our citizenship. We consider citizenship to be sacred. It is the highest office in the land. To you tonight as a serious and reflective people, and to tell you that in the next 7 days, that if you listen carefully to what I say and put into practice and application each of these days to ensure that we do not sell out this country by voting the NDP, you would have done your children and your grandchildren a tremendous service. I have nothing else to give to you other than my knowledge, my understanding, my experience, my wisdom, and my judgment. when you begin to sell your citizenship and your passport as if they are anya, yam, sweet potato, sprat, and jackfish, you are on your way to damnation. Because the people who come to buy your passports are people who cannot get into the United States and Canada and Britain and the 27 countries of the European Union. And they want to buy a passport like ours, among the most valuable passports in the world. And they want to buy it because they themselves are from countries where their passports are unsafe and not acceptable, among countries which are seen as those most desirable for these persons to go to. It is true, some money will be made. And some people say, why don't you sell them for a short while and then stop? It doesn't happen like that. Because selling your citizenship and selling your passport is the equivalent of going on cocaine. Once you're on it, you're hooked on it, and you can't get off. And it is dangerous to your well-being. In the same way that selling your citizenship and your passport, which the NDP intends to do, that the two problems which confront you immediately are that you would lose your visa-free access, which this man negotiated for you to go to the European Union, into those 27 countries. It will come to an end. On the 17th of this month, just earlier this week, the European Union put out a clear warning that any country which sells their citizenship and passport after 20 days of the publication of a new rule will not be permitted to enter the European Union without a visa. Similarly, Britain. At the moment, every Vincentian here, so long as you don't have a terrible criminal record, can go and buy your ticket to go on Virgin Atlantic to London and spend up to 6 months. That also has been done because of the good work that this government has put in. But if you sell your passport and your citizenship, those countries do not want the vagabonds and the security risks to enter them. And some local accountants and lawyers and the foreigners who organize the selling of passports. I'm not talking about when they get involved in this, they sell hundreds, you know. They sell thousands. They will sell more passports to these disreputable foreigners than St. Vincent has passports for their own Vincentians. That is what creates the first problem about, instead of you having access to countries that you want to go to, you will be denied that access, and you will be pretty much isolated in this island and the rest of the Caribbean. The second issue is this. Because there is a security risk and a financial risk to the countries like the European Union, Britain, US, and Canada, they swiftly move and cut corresponding banking relationships. That is to say, the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which has corresponding banking relations to carry out transactions with the Bank of America, those links will come to an end. And when they come to an end, you cannot properly trade. The Bank of St. Vincent will become like the St. Vincent Cooperative Bank, not a commercial bank, but a savings bank, because it does not have proper corresponding banking relations externally. And then what it also affects, and I want you to hear me this, it will make it for your families in America to send Western Union monies for you. Now, I don't want you at all to say, why did Ralph not explain all these things to us? Well, I come here tonight to explain them to you. And the whole of St. Vincent is hearing me. When I give you my knowledge, I give you my understanding, I give you my experience, my wisdom, and my judgment. You ignore me on this. You ignore me at your own peril. I am 79 years old. Do I have a mother who lived to 98? I may or may not have many years remaining. But I'm in this struggle to explain to the people of this country, whom I have served for near 25 years as their Prime Minister. And you have given me that honor and privilege. And I am obliged to give you the best of all my knowledge, my information, my wisdom, my understanding, and my judgment. This decision, if you were to vote the NDP into office, they will put in place within a couple of months. And then you will see the place start to unravel. It doesn't matter them though, because they will sell as many passports as fast as they can, because those who are around them will thief as fast as they can. And there are some people around the NDP, I am telling you, I know them, including these passport sellers from overseas. They are so skilled at thieving, they will thief milk out of cocoa tea. The second group allied to this passport selling group. This second group are the Chinese business people. Another set of greedy ones. They are interested in the passport money, but they are also interested in having the NDP, and the NDP has accepted this, to break relations from Taiwan and establish relations with mainland China. I don't have a quarrel with mainland China. All I want to see is peace again over the Tyrone Straits. And in relation to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, stay out of my political business. Try not to be a new colonizer for my country. On Friday evening, today is what? Thursday. Not Friday evening, sorry. On Tuesday evening, 4 Chinese operatives were coming to this country to assist the New Democratic Party. Chinese require visas. On the basis of the information which was before me, I ordered that they be not granted any visas. But they will operate against me and the Unity Labour Party government from another Caribbean country where they are currently residing. You may ask yourself, what is it and why is it that the comrade is the mountain which they have to move in order to get their way? And why is it they are using all nefarious methods against the comrade? They are doing it because of greed and because they want to exercise a political dominance in our affairs, which has bring us back to a form of colonialism. Colonialism from which Milton Cato and that generation took us out. The third group of people who are seeking to recolonize us is a group of business people from Trinidad associated with the UNC, the United National Congress, which forms the government. I am not saying that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is aware about UNC finances because doing this nasty work, because there are some UNC financiers who are perfectly reasonable and decent people. And some of them are complete vagabonds. Total vagabonds. And why do they want to come to St. Vincent? Well, there are 3 reasons. The economy in Trinidad and Tobago is tanking, having great difficulties. And though they will invest there, they want to invest in economies like Guyana, which is booming, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which over the last 5 years is the fastest growing economy in the Caribbean after Guyana. And we don't have oil. We don't have oil. We have people, we have certain other natural resources, and we have good policies by a government which is run properly and orderly. You have a lot of blessings, but there are many people who don't count their blessings. They have a lot of satisfactions, but for every little complaint or dissatisfaction, they try to make it the greatest problem, and they forget their blessings and their satisfactions. This group of Trinidadians, financiers, what do they want? By the way, they're here in St. Vincent already, you know. Under the CARICOM rules, I couldn't stop them from entering like I would stop the Chinese. Unless they do anything which is illegal or conspire to do anything illegal, in which case they'd be arrested, charged, taken to court, and if found guilty, they will then be deported. Serve their sentence if that is the case, and they'd be deported. Let me tell you this. Don't think of this election as a normal one. The NDP wants to sell out this country. Listen, hear me. These Trinidadian financiers, they want the following among other things. Land at the waterfront, where we have just moved from, with the old port, is the most valuable piece of real estate in the city. They want that with a sweetheart deal from an NDP government. They also want the land, the 175 acres at Annisville, where we want to build out a modern city for our people as part of the thrust towards a first world nation. Ask yourself this question. We moved from there in 2017 at Annisville, E.T. Joshua. From then to now, we have not sold 1 square foot of that land. Because we say we are doing it in an orderly manner. We have a plan. And as we implement this plan, we would lease or sell as the circumstances admit. And you would have to build in accordance with that plan. And then the NDP policy is to sell the port, which we have just built. And the Trinidadians are interested in buying the majority share in the port and to have a management fee, an exorbitant management fee to run the port. That is their plan. And they also want to buy the hospital which is being built. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. The hospital being built at Annisville. Because the NDP has made it plain that they want to privatize the hospital. When you privatize the hospital, it means that poor people cannot have access to medical facilities at the hospital. The first thing they would be asked, show me the money. Right now, I don't know if you know, or Netta, you know. If you have a child, if you're pregnant and having a child at the hospital in St. Vincent and Grenadines, it costs you $30. And if you don't have it, the hospital still accepts you and the baby is delivered. And we have minimal infant deaths and even less maternal deaths, the deaths of mothers. We have a good maternal system. Never mind what you hear the NDP people talk. The women who from Park Hill and south of us who go to the hospital and have their children, whether in Georgetown, wherever they go, think about it. In the last several years, how many of them, the mothers, died in childbirth? Almost zero over the many years. How many children died in childbirth? A number approaching zero. These are the facts. And when I see some uninformed nationals who live in the United States, I say to them this: costs $11 to deliver a baby here. To spend a day in the hospital as a mother who has just had a baby is $10. For tea, including tea, breakfast, and dinner. $4 a day. And our nationals in America will shut up their mouths because they'll believe in a lot of propaganda rather than the truth. Listen to me. This third group is nasty and dangerous. These nasty group of UNC financiers are among the nastiest and greediest in the entire Caribbean and Latin America. And then you have the art developer in the north of Guyana. They are not involved in any conspiracy with the others. But the objective effect of what they want to do would be a recolonization of Guyana. Since 2017, the government has made no money from the development area in Guyana. I got an assessment, evaluation by an international company. And what they have there doesn't include the hotel and the private people's houses. Just the other facilities and the undeveloped land. The value of that, we put it at $36.5 million. I said I want it back. I want back the land. I want to have it developed in the interest of the people of Guyana and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And they are determined to fight us. That's fine. But as you know, this boy from Connery, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. And a lot of money is being put into the NDP by persons associated with this developer. By persons associated with him. And they're waiting to see what happens on election day. They will have a feast. All of the people I'm talking about. If you vote the NDP into power, you will be selling out your country and selling out your future generations. And while the NDP is seeking to make it difficult for you to get to countries where you want to go to, I, on the other hand, I'm trying to get for you to be able to go to America without a visa. And on the 22nd of April, I wrote the American government, and we are engaged in conversation. Those conversations were to be at a particular level at the end of September. But a difficulty arose that the person with whom I was to communicate was not able to make it. And then you had the American government shut down. And when they shut down, they don't have any discussions of that kind. And the time is short between now and the election to conclude those discussions. But I will pursue the discussions vigorously for you, ordinary Vincentians, to get visa-free access to go to the United States of America for a short period of time, in the way you can go to the European Union and that you can go to Britain. Now, all these policies where the NP is trying to sell out the country, they are policies which affect not only the country adversely, wrongly, directly, but affect persons in every single village in St. Vincent and the Grenadines wrongly. And I want you to appreciate that. Let me say additionally, when you break relations with Taiwan, all the money which we owe Taiwan becomes due immediately. So they would have to get that money from mainland China. But they wouldn't get it at the same low rates of interest that I got it from Taiwan. And the Vincentian students overseas in Taiwan on scholarships, which I negotiated, will come home. They'll have to come home because our country would no longer have relations with Taiwan. The assistance that Taiwan does to the farmers, that will come to an end. Where Taiwan is financing the construction of the hospital, that will also stop. This facility which is being built just above the park here in Park Hill, the Educational, Cultural and Wellness Center, that is being built by a grant from Taiwan. I negotiated it. We don't have to pay back that money. But when you elect the NDP, that project there comes to an end. Because Taiwan leaves, they are kicked out. And so on and so forth. When I tell you that this election is the most consequential election since independence, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not raising fears. I'm talking to you as free citizens in a well-functioning democracy. And they're putting a lot of money. These people who want to recolonize us, they put in a lot of money to the NDP to see if they can defeat the ULP. What they are doing now, they're trying to bribe people in some communities. They have a truck going around in North Windward giving out chicken. You have activists for the NDP on the ground. And I ask everybody, when they come, take videos of them giving people money. Say this is money sent by the NDP to vote for the NDP. They want to buy this election as a prelude to selling out our country, where you will suffer. Believe me, my dear comrades, my fellow Vincentians, listen to this man. I have not misled you before, and I will not mislead you now. They say that you must change. Change from what to what? This country is 4 times richer now than in 2001. Your salaries and wages have increased. Admittedly, we have to increase the wages on an annual basis. Less taxes now than in 2001. You had 28 houses in 2001. You have 48,000 now. Bigger, better, stronger houses. After burial, we have done over 5,000 houses. there are some people who still have to get their houses fixed. But the only leader who will fix them is Ralph. And the only government which will fix them is the Unity Labour Party government. Because the NDP has never addressed housing in all their campaign. They haven't talked anything about housing. Right here in Park Hill, in 2001, half of the houses, in fact, more than half of the houses had pit toilets. Water was not available. And many of the houses were constructed in a way not to facilitate flush toilets. Very early we put water in every single home in Park Hill. Some people forget that. And almost every single house in Park Hill has flush toilet today. You have one or two in between for this or that reason which don't have. And we have to address those. I'm talking about material living. In this community, as in all communities across the Caribbean, 4 out of every 10, 12-year-olds, on an average, were at secondary school, and 6. And in communities in the rural areas like this one and North Windward, it's more like only 2 out of 10 went to secondary school. Now, not only that everybody go in secondary school, but everybody go in college, everybody go in universities and have degrees. Right here in Park Hill, there are young men and women who have first degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs. These were things unheard of under the NDP. And we are doing more and more. And in the period going forward, the young people have an important role in respect of technology. "25% of the labor force was unemployed in 2001. Under 9% employed now. One of the things which is remarkable going around the campaign, I was in West Kingston and I went to many, many houses today. But you know, when I went to the houses, the people whom I met were old people. All the people of working age are at work. You go across St. Vincent, you can't go and do house-to-house campaign thinking you're going to meet young people. In the morning or in the early afternoon, you have to wait until they come home from work. You see it right here in Park Hill and in South Rivers, in Connery, in every part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Up here, you had what? 2 minibus which used to leave in 2001. Now you have over a dozen, maybe close to 20 passing through. And the number of persons going to work in town, in banks, in insurance companies, in the civil service, in the teaching service, as police officers, as nurses, working in businesses. We now take those things in the hotels, in the restaurants. You now take those things for granted. Those things did not exist before the Unity Labour Party and the way we have educated our people and transformed the economy. You know, the young people in this country, what are you interested in? You're interested in education and training. The ULP gives that. You're interested in getting a piece of land and build your house. Who has assisted you with that? The ULP. You want culture and sports. Which government, which party advances this? The ULP. Apart from what we're building here at up in Park Hill. In Connery, in Bellevue, there's a $10 million, a $12 million project. We have the money already from the Saudi fund to build a cultural education and production, cultural artistic education and production hub. It's a center. And we will start that early in the new year. And I can talk and talk and talk about all of these things. You look at the way our men and women dress. Our men and women dress as well as any man or woman or young person in London, New York, Paris, or Toronto. In fact, when people come from overseas and they bring clothes for some families, if they're not well connected with St. Vincent, people choose the teeth and leave them in the barrel. Say, where you bring that? Give me for. Young people right now they order everything if they want on the internet. The women, we have passed laws and put system to protect the women. Domestic violence, violence against women. The women are employed more than ever before. Before we came to office, women were taught about to be barefoot, ignorant, pregnant, and in the kitchen. The philosophy of the Unity Labour Party is for you not to be barefooted, for you to have beautiful shoes. In fact, the women go on Amazon with their own money and they buy stylish shoes. Shoes by Jimmy Choo's, Louboutin, and Labour woman like high heel Louboutin because you got red underneath it. And the women are ignorant anymore because more than half of the women, more than half of the students at the community college and university are women. And they're not getting pregnant. Whether you want Friday to give them $500 to breed, they wouldn't, it's so disrespectful. So disrespectful. They choose who to have a child with, who not to have a child with. And if they ain't bothering to get children with a man like that. And of course, while they're in the kitchen, because they learn from their mothers and grandmothers, they often do not eat from their kitchen because they and their friends go out to expensive restaurants with their own money to enjoy a night out. The country has transformed for the better. In 2001, you had 8,000 vehicles on the road. Now you have 35,000. You know, in every material indicator, there's progress. And we are now that we have brought up this beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines to this developmental stage, the NDP wants to pluck it like you're plucking a chicken and leave no feathers. the people who benefit are a handful locally associated with them and the greedy ones from overseas whom I have earlier identified. I have given you here tonight a sobering speech for you to think about. I know that people say that Ralph is Prime Minister for too long. But how long is too long when what you are doing is so good? And the people have not just chosen me in some abstract manner. Almighty God has guided them. And it could only be because, to quote the prophet Jeremiah, that before I was in my mother's womb, he knew me. God knew me. He made me. He blessed me. He sanctified me. And he set me apart. And he declared me prophet for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the people have obeyed the will of God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break.
Comrades, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. And the brother may well find the song. When you go to the polls on the 27th, next week Thursday, I want you to raise me up. I want you to raise up Labour. And as Josh Roban says, to raise me up more than I could ever be by myself. I need you. I'm asking you at this vital time in our history, when dangers lurk, not to lose faith, but to be even more committed to lifting your country higher on this occasion to a first world status. Comrades, under the NDP, we have been through the fire. We have been through the rain. We have no desire to go back under the NDP again. I want to finish. I've been speaking to you for about an hour. I have 3 other meetings as part of my responsibility as political leader. And the same message, though shorter, I will carry at these meetings. The places may be different, but the message has to be the same. Last week, Monday night, I should have been here with you. There was a red line and I was to speak like this at the red line. But I got a terrible flu on Saturday. And by Monday evening, it mashed me up. And unfortunately, the comrades, good comrades who organized the event, didn't tell you that I was under the weather. And I apologize for that. And I was determined to come to you in Park Hill soonest and to go and visit some of my old comrades and to play dominoes with some brethren, some comrades from the area. I want you to know that I love you very much. I want to thank you for what you have done to me and that you have lifted me up under God's guidance. Let us stay together. Let us stay with commitment and with love. I'm a human being. And sometimes I may falter. But never have I faltered because I disregard my huge obligation to you. I love you now and will always love you. And when the time, sometime in this term, when it is necessary for me to go, so that one of the younger ones will take over, be assured that we have an excellent team and we all sing from the same song sheet. And I'll be here always to advise and to guide. But for the time being, there is no vacancy in the office of Prime Minister. There is no vacancy. Friday is lazy. Friday is weak. Friday is indecisive. Friday is a fake. Friday creates chaos around him. Friday is not a leader. Friday will sell out St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And Friday will not be able to survive as a Canadian citizen if he were to win this election, because we are challenging him sitting in Parliament as a Canadian. I'm telling you, this man who is before you, I am more determined and committed than ever. And I assure you that they may lick me up. They go knock me down. I get right up. I'm a hard man to dead. I know always that my back broad, and I have your back always. Thank you very much as I go elsewhere, but I leave Montgomery Daniel and Grace Walters to keep you further informed. Please excuse me as I go to Diamond Village for the next meeting. God bless you. I love you. Please raise me up. Raise me up. Raise up labor.
When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come. mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Comrades, that was a really beautiful speech by the Prime Minister. Tonight, as we continue the meeting tonight, I know the Prime Minister has all the attention as he goes off to the other meeting, so let's give him that respect and wave him off as he goes off to speak at other meetings. But on the platform, we have one of the flowers of our campaign in full bloom. She has added so much to the platform that people are still listening online to hear and to see and to look at the moves of Sister Grace Walters. Dr. Grace Walters, a true Garifuna lady, full of energy, and will definitely win the seat in North Windward in this election. I welcome Dr. Grace Walters to address you tonight.
Lebo! Don't mind my voice. We still have to move on with the message, comrades. Don't mind the voice. Pay attention to the message and not the voice. Good? Right. I greet you from our constituency, North Windward, and I see some comrades here from North Windward. Welcome to all, and thank you, North Central, for having us tonight. Tonight, I want to speak to you not on my own behalf, but on behalf of your candidate who you've just listened to. Comrades of North Central, you are the envy of every single constituency in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because you have for your candidate a man who is not only Prime Minister, you have for your candidate a family man, your family. You have for your candidate a father, a son, a brother, a friend, an uncle. You have for your candidate someone who grew with you, someone who knows you, and someone who understands your needs. You have for your candidates, comrades, someone who is respected not only here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not only in the Caribbean, but also in the rest of the world. And I'm saying that to you not because it is something that we like to repeat. I'm saying that to you because this is something that I have witnessed. Comrades, your candidate knows each of you by name. And that is something very commendable. Your candidate knows the subjects your students, your children are doing in school. Your candidate knows the degrees that your children are off studying. He knows the university they're going to. He knows when they started and when they're completing. That is somebody who is vested in you, North Central. That is someone who has your interest at heart. And because of that, this is a candidate you have to return with a more resounding victory than ever before in our elections. Comrades, he has guided me on the recipe. I just faltered. Comrades, the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, and the candidate for North Central has used, do you know that he has, I believe, used you as the prototype for the policies that he has now implemented in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Because these are things that he was accustomed to do in this constituency even before he took office as Prime Minister. He helped with houses. They're giving thought and way for the housing policy, where he understands that people need a little help, little assistance to get them on their way in terms of housing. He has helped in schooling your children. He helped in buying books, uniforms, and providing transportation even before he became Prime Minister. Thereby, the education revolution spilled from this. He has helped in other ways in providing financial assistance and so forth. And therefore, the revamping and reorganizing of the Ministry of Mobilization to ensure that persons who are in need get the required care and help that they need at the time. This is somebody who has love in their heart, who sees each person as an individual, who recognizes talents, who recognizes capabilities, and does his best to help you to bring out what is inside you. You just heard the artist Luther say that. And this is something that we can also repeat because we have seen it. We have seen it in the appointments of young people. We have seen it in him supporting and helping young people to hone their skills. We have seen it in him giving the opportunities to the young. And we have seen it in him uplifting women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Comrades, this is somebody who has the development of people at heart. And this is somebody that we ought to give another chance and another chance. Never mind, people are saying that, the other side is saying that he has been in government, so they had an opportunity to change that. You remember when we had the referendum? They had an opportunity to make a change, but they said no. And all of a sudden, they want us to just change what is good. We have an opportunity now to tell them no. And come November 27th, that is what North Central is going to tell them. That is what North Windward is going to tell them. That is what the entire St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to tell the other side. No, we don't want you. We are sticking with the Unity Labour Party. We are sticking with the comrades. We are sticking with progress and development for St. Vincent and the Grenadines because we want to get to the other side. We want to get further in our advancement. November 27th is the date, comrades. We've all got to go out and vote. We've got to vote. We've got to bring our friends. We've got to bring our families. We've got to bring our neighbors. Everyone has got to go out and vote. Your candidate, Dr. Gonsalves, deserves all the votes that he can get from North Windward, from Park Hill. He deserves every single vote of all the comrades. And that is what I know. I trust you that you are going to do that on November the 27th. Thank you so much for listening. I love you and have a good night.
Say, put your voting finger to the sky, no vote for Labour. Can't spoil the sixth term, have them running wild. They've been asking for the bell ring for a while. Comrade, deal with them in a style.
Comrades, give it up for Grace Walters. Let me hear some horn. Blow your horn, blow your horn. So the meeting is moving on really nicely. But I want to just spend 1 minute to ask you one favor. I want you to set yourself a target this election. Set yourself a personal target. And set yourself as a constituency, a group target. The target you're going to set this election is to make the margin of victory wider than ever before. This is something for you to celebrate personally. That when you make that margin so wide, you can say for the sixth term, we made ourselves proud that we are able to give our Prime Minister a beautiful victory and make sure he hit the biggest six out of the park in this election. Set yourself that target. That's a personal target for you. On the morning of November the 27th, you wake up early, you brush your teeth, you don't have to shower because, you're nice, tidy people. But get to the polling station early. Stand in line. Do not get impatient. Grab your son and your daughter. Grab your husband and your wives. Make sure you get there, you stay in line, and you have one thing in mind. Setting a target, achieving the goal, and putting the Prime Minister back in office for another 5 years to serve you even better than he has served you before. You promise me that? Comrades, let me hear some horn for that. All right.
Red and rally, rally, put your hand up in the air. Red and rally, rally, put your hand up. What? Labour walking for we. Labour is walking. Say Shabby is not going nowhere.
Comrades, I usually listen to radio programs, especially morning radio programs. And I heard one commentator on one of these radio programs saying that the people who are voting the Prime Minister back into office are stupid people. That's how they see you when they are in opposition. Think about how they would see you if you give them that chance to put them into power. In opposition, they see you as stupid because you support the Prime Minister. I thought my friend should have pulled him up when he referred to the people out there in a disparaging way as stupid people, because we know we control all the seats from West St. George right up to North Windward, and we will continue to hold those seats. You know why? Because we are sensible, smart people, and we know what is good for us, and we will continue to vote the Prime Minister and his representatives back into office to serve them and keep them in opposition. Our final speaker tonight is my good friend, my Garifuna brother, proud man from this Garifuna heritage. Never let this Garifuna people down. He has served since 2001, representing in Parliament the great constituency of North Windward. That constituency will be taken up by and will be represented at the next election by Dr. Grace Walters. But this lovely gentleman who has reached as far from Garifuna to acting Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Iron Man, as I welcome him to address you tonight, Montgomery Daniel. Welcome him with the horns.
Anyone can rule my country with the right capability. They could be white, yellow, or black. We ain't having no problem with that. Right now my country making progress, which means the leader is very blessed, who behaving like the power possess. I believe they want to feather their nest. Keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning.
Comrades of Park Hill, comrades of North Central, Labour, Labour, comrades, you have to keep the fire burning. Comrades, you are the Prime Minister a while ago. And of course, I had the opportunity of working with the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves as Prime Minister of this country for the last 25 years. It was an honor and a privilege for me to have worked with this great gentleman. But tonight, here in Park Hill, I want to say to you equally that I had an equal opportunity to have worked with a great man, Sir Vincent Beach, who have come from the bowels of this constituency. Sir Vincent has passed on. May his soul rest in peace. But I recall in the late 80s, when I stood for the elections for the first time, Sir Vincent was the leader of the party. And we lost at the polls at that election. But Sir Vincent, as a statesman, he decided he would step aside and give way to a new blood that happened to have been no other person than Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. And so, comrades,
I am very conscious coming out of such a decision where Sir Vincent would have stepped aside and allowing Dr. Ralph Gonsalves the opportunity to lead the great ULP party, which gave us the opportunity to form government in 2001. And so, from that period of time, we would have been in government from 2001 to 2025. It is always important in politics to reflect where you are and where you can go. And it was from that experience that gave me the call to step aside and to give another great lady the opportunity to represent the constituency of North Windward. And that is why North Windward is now better than before and will give Grace Walters the opportunity to be the next representative of that constituency. Comrades, it was always a pleasure for me to be working with a great man, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. He has brought out in me that which I didn't realize that I had. And so over the years, we have worked together to help to build this country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We all know that Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is from this constituency, North Central Windward. And you have given us one of the best leaders, not only here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but in the wider Caribbean and the rest of the world. You have given us one of the best leaders to lead this country. Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has proven himself by leaps and bounds that he's a great leader. And he has delivered to this country and to the Caribbean a number of opportunities in improving the lives of many of us. Here in St. Vincent, when we took office in 2001, the task was not an easy one. For many nights, I would leave Kingstown beyond 10 and 11 o'clock at night, all in the interest of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and with Dr. Ralph Gonsalves ensuring that he made the way for the improving of lives here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There is no doubt that his leadership has given a number of benefits to the people of this country. In our first term, he ensured that education was the platform to which we should start building this country. And so, we began that process where we built a number of schools, including secondary schools all across the country. I recall Dr. Gonsalves indicating to members of the European Union in a meeting in the cabinet that in somewhere in around 2003, as he discussed the way forward with our education and the plans we have, that when the leader who was leading the team at that time told Dr. Gonsalves that what he was asking for could not have been obtained until the year 2025 to 2030. Dr. Gonsalves said to him, well, my brother, if that is what you can offer, the meeting is ended, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines will do with its limited resources what best it can do for the education revolution of this country. And so, by 2005, most of the secondary schools were up and running, including, for the first time, the constituency of North Windward was having available to it secondary education. What was even more critical is that all children of secondary school age now had a place in a secondary school. Then the Prime Minister began to ensure that there are places at universities across the globe for Vincentian students. When we came to government, there were only 4 teachers as university graduates. My constituency, there was not one. Today, 70% of the teachers in the schools in the constituency of North Windward are graduates from universities all across the world. That is a similar trend across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When we came to government, the housing stock was indeed in terrible shape. And we began working tirelessly to help to rebuild the housing stock in this country. And in every single constituency today, the handiwork of this government is there to show that we have rebuilt houses all across this country. But even more importantly, our government recognized very early that there were a number of civil servants who had worked their lives before the ULP came to government. And at the end of their working life, did not even have a home to go to. And with the assistance of the Prime Minister, we established a 100% mortgage to which civil servants can take advantage of. Where you can now go and borrow money from the bank to build yourself a home of your choice. So that at the end of your working life, you do not have to struggle to be now building a home. And a number of our public servants have taken the opportunity to use this facility and are now very much proud homeowners. These are the policies this government would have established under the leadership of Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of this country. Equally, the Prime Minister was fully aware that as a human being, that one day you will fall sick. And that you needed the medical facilities to be able to help you when you are at this time in your life facing such difficulty. And this has led the Prime Minister to build a number of facilities across this country, including the Georgetown Modern Medical Hospital right here in this constituency, which is one of the best hospitals throughout the Caribbean. But that was not all of it. Prime Minister has gone further and is now building another first-class hospital at Arnosville. You see, it is important that as someone who you are electing, that they must have not only knowledge of what is happening, but they must have a knowledge of their historical path as to where they were and where they are. Because it is only when you know where you came from, you can determine where you want to go. And so, Dr. Gonsalves was very conscious as to making St. Vincent and the Grenadines a better place for all of us. And that is why over the years, Labour has been working for you and for you and for you. Under the leadership of Dr. Gonsalves, access was indeed a difficulty in this country. And I talk about both road access, air access. In our first term in government, the Prime Minister faced the Caribbean Development Bank and borrowed $140 million to rebuild the road from Kingstown to as far as Fancy. Subsequently, further monies were borrowed to do a lot of other roads in this country. In this last term, an amount of $120 million were borrowed to do several roads across this country. Never ever before you had any government borrowing those sums of monies to improve access across this country. But more importantly, many of us like traveling across the Caribbean and into North America, Canada, and European Union countries. But there was always a difficulty that you leave St. Vincent in those days on an aircraft we call yacht, and you get to Barbados, and you can get onto your international flights. But when you're coming back, and you get to Barbados, it was a tremendous nightmare to get you back into St. Vincent. Many of us slept overnight in Trinidad or Barbados to try and find a flight the next morning to come to St. Vincent. And sometimes when you get home here in St. Vincent, your presence, your body presence is here. But your luggage, your suitcase is not even with you. These are the many problems we had to face, which caused the leadership of Dr. Gonsalves not only to borrow monies to build the I.A.N International Airport, but to work with a number of other countries, to which we call the Coalition of the Willing, to help to build the I.A.N International Airport. So that many of us who are traveling out of St. Vincent have that pride that we are traveling internationally and we are going to several destinations all across the world. All because of the policies of the Unity Labour Party government and the leadership of Dr. Gonsalves. And even if that was not enough, Dr. Gonsalves said that the Grenadines, which has the high-end tourism, that we should build a jet port in Canaan, which we have done. And it has gone further, where just a few weeks ago, we opened a new port in Kingstown. This is improving tremendous access all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, both air, sea, and road access. Never before in the constituency of North Windward, to which I've been attached to for the last 25 years, never before 2007, anyone wanted to travel north of the river. But the ingenuity of Dr. Gonsalves and the engineers to which we would have asked to do the work that they have provided us. Bridge that has withstood the test of time, the Robbery Bridge. It is still standing there today. Many have hoped that it was washed away, even in the construction stage. But it is still standing. And so, this administration has been conscious of the needs and the desires of a country that has to be moving forward. And so, all that was coupled with the tremendous foreign policies to which has helped to build it, the friendliness of other friendly governments, and has helped really to build St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So comrades, tonight I say to you that I've really been happy to be part of a team that has helped to build this country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I've been equally happy to work with a great man, one of the best prime ministers across the region. Many countries in the Caribbean wish they had a Dr. Gonsalves. But you have given Dr. Gonsalves to us, and he has become the Prime Minister of this country. And we thank you. We say thanks to you. And so, we want for you to continue to grant us that favor, to grant St. Vincent and the Grenadines that favor, to grant the region the favor of having Dr. Gonsalves as Prime Minister of this country once more, and for the region to benefit of his experience. And so, I ask of you that on the elections of the 27th of November, go to the polls and vote for Dr. Gonsalves again. This country is asking of you that favor. And when you do that, you will continue to uplift St. Vincent and to make St. Vincent that country that will give us a higher standard of living in the next 5 years. I thank you very much. God bless.
Say, put your finger to the sky, no vote for Labour. Can't spoil the 6th term, have them running wild. They've been asking for the bell ring for a while. Come right deal with them in a style. When stars align, grace without shines, all hatred and bad minds, so still we rise with grace and comrade love.
Comrades, I know you stayed around because I know you wanted a treat. I want to thank all the speakers for showing up tonight in honor of Dr. Gonsalves and the Park Hill people. The people of North Central Windward who continuously re-elected and re-elected Dr. Gonsalves and who have promised us that he will be re-elected resoundingly with a bigger margin of victory on November the 27th. Everybody agree that we're doing that? All right. So we're going to leave you with a treat, a beautiful band. So come forward because I know you're going to walk up all night to the lovely music of Ulrich Pompey and his band. Bringing on stage the man himself is going to move the crowd. And I know you're going to move forward and enjoy this treat.
Yo, Labour people, hear this. When my pencil man the neck, it's for Labour. For who? Labour. Everybody. kill him.